My dear Senior 5 students, I welcome you all at Light Academy Secondary School e-learning platform. I'm Sebwira Jime. I salute you all. Today we are continuing with our topic, index numbers. It's a continuation. Remember, in our last presentation, we discussed simple aggregate index. And we started with simple aggregate price index. And we said is equal to summing all the prices in the current divided by summing all the prices in the base times 100. And then also we discussed simple aggregate quantum index. We said is summing all the quantities in the current divided by summing all the quantities in the base times 100. And finally, we also discussed simple aggregate wage index. And we said is equal to summing all the wages in the current divided by summing all the wages in the base times 100. And then from there we advanced to weighted indices. And in weighted indices we said we have two cases to consider. And the first case we said when prices of the items and weights attached are given. And then we say there we consider two scenarios. And the first scenario, when the units of the items under consideration are uniform. And then there we said aggregate weighted price indices is equal to summing price of the current times weight over summing price of the base times the weight, then finally multiplied by 100. And then our second scenario, we said when the units of the items are not uniform, we said weighted aggregate price index is equal to summing Pn over P naught times W all over summing W and times 100. And then our third scenario was when the price relatives and weights are given, and we said weighted aggregate price index is equal to summing the price relatives times weight over summing weight. And today we are advancing to case 2. When the prices and the quantities are given. Here two approaches are used, and the first one is last pairs approach. This is where base year quantities are expressed as relative, i.e. base year quantities are used as weights, and last pairs weighted aggregate price index is equal to summing Pn Qn over summing P naught Q naught times 100. Now up there you are seeing a product of Pn Qn, and down we are seeing a product of P naught Q naught. However, when defining last pairs aggregate quantity index, we use base year prices as weights. Therefore, last pairs aggregate quantity index is equal to summing Qn P naught over summing Q naught P naught times 100. And then B is purchase approach. This is weighted by given year quantities expressed as relative, i.e. given year quantities are used as weights. Purchase weighted aggregate price index is equal to summing Pn Qn over summing P naught Q naught. Beg your pardon. Purchase weighted aggregate price index is equal to summing Pn Qn over summing P naught Qn. Take care there, we have Qn there. Then times 100. Our first example. The table below shows the consumption of some selected items at a certain home in 2003. We have items, we have years 2003 and 2006. Price in shillings, quantity. Then we start with our first item is Posho. In 2003, it used cost 700 and the quantity there we had 50. In 2006, the price is 1000 and the quantity is 57. Then beans, in 2003, the price was 600 and the quantity 25. And then in 2006, the price went up to 900 and the quantity 30. Then rice, in 2003, it was 1100 and the quantity is 15. Then in 2006, it went up to 1,300 and the quantity is 18. And salt in 2003, it was 350, quantity is 12. Then in 2006, it went to 400 and quantity is 16. Meat in 2003, it was 3,500 and quantity is 14. And in 2006, it went up to 4,200 and the quantity is 17. Calculate 1. Last payer's price index. 2. Purchase price index using 2003 as the base year. That's our solution. I'm going to draw the table. We are told that 2003 is our base year. That's why now here you're seeing me. I'm putting here these prices for 2003 is becoming our P naught. And then the quantities for 2003 is becoming our Q naught. And then I'm creating another column which is the product of P naught, Q naught. P naught, Q naught, multiply this and this, you come up with 35,000. Multiply this and this, you come up with 15,000. Multiply this and this, you come up with 16,500. Multiply this and this, you come up with 4,200. Multiply this and this, you come up with 49,000. Then the prices in 2006 is our Pn and the quantities in 2006 is our Qn. Also, we create a column P naught Qn. This is our P naught. This is our Qn. When multiplying the first one, you're going to come up with 39,900. Then next is 18,000, 19,800. Then 5,600, 59,500. Then we create another column which is Pn Q naught, like that. Then finally we create a column which is Pn Q n. After creating all those columns, now we need to think of our formula. Last payer's price index is summing Pn Q naught over summing P naught Q naught times 100. That means we need a sum of Pn Q naught. Pn Q naught, the sum. Now we sum all those entries, we shall come up with that answer. When you sum all those entries, we come up with that answer. Sum all those entries, you come up with that answer. Then now here, just pick those values. The sum Pn Q naught over sum P naught Q naught is 155,600 divided by 119,700, then times 100. When you punch that in the calculator, you come up with 130. Then our purchase price index is PNQN over P naught QN. Then we substitute in the information from the table. 185,200 divided by 142,800 times 100. You solve that correctly in the calculator, you come up with 129.7. Then let us advance to value index number. This refers to the total expenditure incurred in a given year, expressed as a fraction of the total expenditure incurred in the base year. By formula, value index is equal to summing Pn Qn over summing P naught Q naught times 100. Let us see our first example. The table below shows the consumption of some selected items in 1980 and 1983. We have items, we have 1980 prices, 1980 quantities, 1983 prices, 1983 quantities. Determine the value index using 1980 as the base year. Now 1980 is the base year. Now this column is going to become our P naught. This column is going to become our Q naught. This column 1983 is going to become our Pn. And now finally this column is going to become our Qn. Let us see our solution. Now yes, we have our P naught, Q naught, Pn, Qn. Now we create a column P naught, Q naught. We create a column Qn, Pn. Now when we multiply the product of the base values, we come up with 20,000. Next you come up with 8,000 10,500, 16,000, 9,000. Then when you sum that column, you come up with 63,500. Then also you create this product, you come up with 12,000, 24,000, 30,000, 14,400, 10,500. Then you sum all those entries, you come up with 90,900. Then by formula, value index is equal to summing Pn Qn over summing P naught Q naught times 100. Now we pick our values. 90,900 divided by 63,500 times 100. Solve that, you come up with 143.1. That becomes our value index. Our exercise. Let me give you some means. You copy that exercise. Let me hope you've completed that number. Let us go to the second number. Let me hope you've completed putting down those two numbers. In our next presentation, we shall look at our new topic, which is regression and correlation. You've been good listeners. Let us stop here. We meet in the next presentation.